Hello everyone, Fixer here, and welcome to the Week 5 recap for A Tale in the Desert, Tale number 8. This video will cover everything from midday Friday, March 30th until midday, April 6th. I'm going to start off by putting today's agenda up on the screen, and of course there will be timestamps down in the description below if you would like to jump to a specific section. Now keep in mind that the cutoff for these videos is 5 p.m. UTC Fridays. Some info may be outdated by the time this video goes up, and additionally remember that I'm of Hyksos faction, and therefore my info for Kush and Meshwish can be off at times. So verify before you make any decisions based on this video. And also, a correction from last week. I showed on the graphic that Hyksos had unlocked Advanced Metallurgy, and that was incorrect. You'll see down in the description I'll put corrections for videos at the very top of the description. Alright, let's talk about some research. The first half of the week was mostly Hyksos and Meshwish catching up to Kush as far as technology goes. But then Kush and Hyksos also opened up advanced glass blowing. So this lets us build glory holes so we can make more detailed quality items such as wine glasses and thermometers, hookables, and many other things really. And then later in the week, Kush was working on pyramid construction for all 7 disciplines, and then they simultaneously unlocked all 7 of them. Alright, learning these will allow you to build the pyramids, of course, and start the test of the people's pyramid. And lastly, structural pottery was unlocked by the Hyksos. Now, once fine casting is completed, we'll be able to build pottery decks. Now you may have noticed that you have a new chat tab down in the bottom right of your screen. So in the past, research that has gone on timers and when new players arrive in your region, these notifications happened in faction chat, and sometimes faction chat can scroll by pretty quickly and those things don't get recorded anywhere and people don't know about them. So now each faction has its own tab in which to broadcast these messages. You have the Hyksos Times, the Meshwish Bulletin, and the Royal Kush Observer. I'm putting in a new section that I think I'll include every week. Some people have commented that they don't see the changelog for the game, so I'm going to start putting it in here. Even though these tend to be minor changes, they can be important changes. Commentary is probably not necessary for that. I'll just play some lovely music while you guys read it. Alright, it's time for tests. 3 tests were unlocked this past week. First is the test of the Prophet. So we had the test of chains, and then people jokingly said that souls would be the next test. And then it happened. We got the test of souls. And after that, people jokingly said that we would get the test of the Prophet next. And of course, then that happened. Only this time, it wasn't accidental. Somebody intentionally went out there and unlocked the test of the Prophet, despite being previously advised that Egypt wasn't terribly fond of the test. This works similarly to Chains and Souls in that you have to predict other players' advancements, and this is done at an essence of harmony. In this case, you pick a player that's going to pass the most tests in the shortest period of time, excluding yourself. And then you gain 1 point for each test that your pick passes. The test of Khefre's children was unlocked this week. This lets you keep and breed beetles in order to select their colors and patterns to pass on to new generations. And once you feel you have a fantastic beetle, you put it in a scarab garden where it will be judged against other players' beetles. While we have not yet unlocked everything we need to do this test, unlocking it does allow us to build a locker in which to store our beetles until we do. And I'm sure many of you had dozens of beetles on ya. So that's a welcome change. And finally, the test of the People's Pyramid was unlocked. Simply put, you need to build a pyramid. You use glass rods to search for limestone blocks and you drag them to form a pyramid. Smallest pyramid takes 14 blocks and then you pass the test. Now here is some information and passes on previous tests. Alright, let's talk regions for a little while. The switchover seemed to happen a little bit earlier than people anticipated this week. But in the end, we're looking at regions lost: 6 for the Hyksos, 1 for Kush, and 2 for Meshwesh. And then moving over to regions gained, that would be 3 for Hyksos, 5 for Kush, and 3 for Meshwesh. As far as the total regions under control, Hyksos has 15, Kush has 13, Meshwesh has 9, and there are 4 unaffiliated regions. Heracleopolis will provide its faction with a +1 veggie yield, and Upper Egypt will provide its winner with a +1 flax yield. As far as I know, these effects will apply to the regions only and for the controlling faction only. So Easter Sunday happened this past week and the Nile was turned red for a brief moment. I only got a screenshot, unfortunately. As soon as I was about to fire up my recording software, it went back to normal, so I wasn't able to get footage of it. So 2 things to note about this. Eggs that were opened on Easter revealed a handful of rabbits, and if you opened your egg up after Easter, you get rabbit bones. And the winner of the contest who got the most eggs would be the University of Architecture, which means the scientists are now working on a way to design a foundation to make gigantic bonfires. I have a feeling that's going to be a costly tech. I hope people really want their bonfires. And an upcoming event for this coming weekend called Give Us Your Best BS, that is blacksmithing. It is a blacksmithing challenge at various times this weekend. I'm going to put those up on the screen, and I'm going to put a link to the wiki page down in the description below right at this timestamp. So when the event hour starts, the channel ENN will announce a specific tool that you need to make. If you're not in ENN, just type /join space ENN. Once you know which tool to make, you get to work, and once you feel you have a winning tool that is a high quality tool, you do not remove it from the anvil. You leave it there, and it'll get judged later on. Prizes consist of 9k plus shovels, hatchets, and resin wedges. Additionally, other prizes are nails and empty wine bottles. Again, link below for the wiki if you'd like to read it yourself. Moving on to the laws that were passed this past week. For Hyksos, the only law that reached above 50% and passed would be Daffy Time. The Meshwesh, as far as I am aware, did not pass any laws. And the Kush passed the single law ballots at 73%. Alright, I got a new section now called Did You Know? Now, Discord is the source of a lot of offline discussion for A Tale in the Desert. Players have easy direct access to all the devs, which gives them the opportunity to bombard them with questions practically 24/7. And this sometimes results in clarifications and sometimes discovery about things in the game. And then sometimes this new info doesn't always make its way over to the wiki or to other players in game. So I'm going to comb over these discussions in Discord. I'm going to curate what I feel would probably be information that people would like to know. Now, it's going to be important to keep in mind that these are usually comments that are made on the fly. They can be misinterpreted and actually often are. And of course, they can change at any time. I'll just plop those on the screen. I'm not going to give any commentary about them. Alright, so I have one guild to bring to you guys today, a guild called Concord. It's located just west of the Koptos chariot stop, on the other side of the border over in Philly. While its primary focus is a social guild, they do have a focus on worship tests. So if you're thinking about specializing in worship, then perhaps head on over there and apply, see if you fit in. And now the census! We have finally broken 700 permanent citizens for the first time in tale number 8. The rest of the numbers don't look abnormal at all. A lot of people are cranking out those body tests. In fact, we do have one journeyman of body. I don't know who that is, but congratulations to them. And I think that wraps up the week 5 update. One last thing before I head out. I do stream a Talon Desert once or twice per week. I don't do any grinding on stream. I keep that all off stream. I gather materials and whatnot, and I prepare so I can pack a whole bunch of stuff into one stream as much as possible. Keep things a little entertaining. Anyway, stop by if you just can't get enough of the Talon Desert. And that's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for everyone who helps me with this video, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.